cops that are murdering people. And that's an issue that needs to be addressed.
To me, he was an athlete who really understood what was going on in our country.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Your World on a Canvas. Let's talk Colin Kaepernick. Should he come back to the NFL? You know, some will say it's an easy question. Hell yeah, go back, because they've denied you for so long because of the systematic, systems of the racist systems that were in place, that all for one mentality that the 1%ers have. They will never, ever, ever go against each other. Now, Colin, I'm speaking to you. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't come back. If you come back as a voice, a stronger voice in the community. Do not come back as a player for the NFL. If you go back, then everything that you claim that you stand for in the beginning of this video will go for naught. You, who started this protest way, way, way before it was popular. You, who sacrificed your livelihood to bring a voice in silent protest, that took a knee, who would think that very knee a melanin-challenged brother took and snuffed the life out of so many of our brothers and sisters. I was watching Richard Baldwin's I Am Not Your Negro, or I Am Not a Negro. And they were showing clips of the civil rights movement, within the documentary, which is on Netflix. I am not a sponsor for Netflix. I'm just saying that's where it is. And one of the scenes, and you could hear distinctly in Mr. Baldwin's voice that he said, to put your knees on the necks of our people where we can't breathe. And in that same breath, they showed a video of one of our melon-challenged brothers in uniform, police uniform, with his knee on the neck of one of our sisters. So when we're out there, please remember the sisters also who cannot breathe, who have been suffocated, I believe, even more so than our young brothers, our young men, our men. Suffering the fact that they were stripped of their dignity. During the time of slavery, they would blindfold our young men, put them in the barn with other blindfolded women. They had no idea if they were sleeping with their mother, their aunt, their uncle, their aunt, their sister, their grandmother. They had no idea, because they're blindfolded and told they will procreate so that they could have the strongest seeds to grow. Do not do it, Colin. Do not go back to this den of iniquity. Do not come back. You have so much more to give. Your protest will come full circle if, only if, you stay out of the limelight. Stay out of the limelight, Colin. Because they only want to use you as their own Sambo. You are not a Sambo. You are Uncle Tom. You, by continuing with whatever endeavors you are doing in the background, you will continue to be the symbol of silent protest so that those who come within our community will not come and rob us, will not come and burn our buildings down. You know, I've been thinking a lot about this, what's going on today. You know, there's an incendiary air in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The incendiary air, the president and his advocates, and those who are celebrating or commemorating the unjust slaughter of ancestors, their brethren, their grandmothers, their great-grandmothers. You have no idea the pain. He is rubbing salt in that wound, and he's doing it on purpose because he wants to incite another riot. But don't do it. When they come, kneel in silence, lay down in protest. Say, I can't breathe. Do not retaliate if they come at you. Let the world see the true corruption that is America. But I have to give 45, I do have to give him credit because he did say he was going to drain the swamp. However, he forgot to tell us that he is the gatekeeper of the swamp. So he determines the levels, the rise and low, the high and low tides of the swamp. In these last 3.5 years, the tide has risen and kept on rising. You know, we plugged our the fingers in the holes like the little Dutch boy, putting his finger in the dike to plug the hole to keep it from cascading over the town and drowning the people. Except it could not be done here in this instance. It has boiled over. It is seething. It is permeating through this country, through this world. It is all over the place. But especially here, where the world, because of the systematic mechanization of racism, the threads of racism that America has sown and weaved throughout the world, they never believed us. Or they had become so ingrained in their psyche that they do not recognize it as racism. But now the world is seeing, I can't breathe. We felt stifled. I know myself, I felt stifled. People tell me, think of what I'm saying. I am speaking my truth. What if someone hears me? Hears me saying what? I am just speaking truth. I am saying what I need to say. It can't be taken lightly that the voices of our ancestors, the voices of my ancestors, they come out in so many ways. Because they come out in our culture. They come out in the way we dance, in the way we swing our hips, in the rhythm of the music, the way we talk, the cadence of our greetings, the art we produce. All those things you want to assimilate, appropriate without us being the beneficial party of it all. Our young people who are out there in the rap game, think about the type of information you are producing. What are you telling? What are you telling your young brothers and sisters? What are the keys to wealth? What constitutes wealth? The music industry drowned out the voices of KRS-One, LL Cool J, Public Enemy, to name a few. All of them inspired our young people to go and educate themselves. And when the systematic oppressive regime, educational regime, saw that because of this type of uplifting, inspiring, thinking music, that there was an uptick in young African Americans being proud of their heritage, going to school, to your halls of education, which you told us that, if we educated ourselves, we could be whatever we could be. And you said no, because we started outnumbering our melon challenged brothers and sisters, in my opinion. Started producing, thinking people. We've always been thinking people, but our eyes were open, wide open. So now I challenge all you young brothers and sisters who want to go to college with athletic scholarships. Turn around. Do not go to their institutions. If you have an entrepreneurial mind and you're ready to fly and spread your wings, by all means, by whatever art, whatever business, whatever self-employed, legal way to produce your wealth. If you find you want that college experience, go to a Black institution. Force the government to put that grant money into Black institutions. Places like Fisk, Tuskegee, the government owes the city of Tuskegee a lot. They used Tuskegee men. They used Tuskegee as a petri dish, as a laboratory. Tuskegee is such a great, great, great historical institution. Go there. Because when we flood those institutions with our bodies, with our minds, and learn amongst like people, where you feel you could express yourself, it doesn't matter whether you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. In those halls, when we're all together, we will listen to each other. But if we go to their institutions, and we are those things, they fracture us. They tell us, oh no, because of your affiliation, your political affiliation, that you cannot be together, but that's wrong. Their institutions divide us. Go back, my brothers and sisters. Go back to the source. The source will never, ever, ever, ever fail you. We are reaching for something that's unattainable to us because it is not part of our energy. It is not part of our being. The universe shows when we reach there, it does something to us on their terms. When we gain that wealth on their terms, we are no longer in control of ourselves. We have placed something above ourselves, above our loved ones to attain that, which is attainable only if you're willing to work for it. So to come back full circle with Cap, are you willing to work for what you started to shine a light on? Are you willing to work for that invisible to continue to be visible, to not go back within the shadows of the NFL? Even if you don't play, do not become a symbol or spokesman for them. Because that is the wilderness. Corporate America is the wilderness. Corporate America is barren. It leaves you bare, leaves your soul bare. Stay amongst the people. And together, we can grow.